This is Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for September 11th, 2025. The Cambodia Securities Exchange Index was up 0.41 points or 0.1% and closed at 404. Total trade volume was down with 23,011 shares changing hands at a total value of 132.6 million real or over $33,000. On the main board, two stocks were up while one was down and the rest stayed flat. Leading the market was Pestec Cambodia, up 1.55% or 40 real to 2,620 real per share, followed by Cleta Bank, which rose 0.30% or 20 real to 6,760 real per share. On the downside, Grand Twins International dropped 0.28% or 20 real to 7,000 real per share, while the remaining six stocks on the main board stayed flat. Over on the growth board, JS Land dropped 4.48% or 130 real to 2,770 real per share, while DVD Engineering remained flat at 2,030 real per share. Cleta Bank recorded the highest trade volume of the day with 12,516 shares changing hands at a total value of 84.4 million real or over $21,000, around 54% of the total trade volume on Thursday. Grand Twins International recorded the second highest trade volume of the day with 3,268 shares changing hands at a total value of 22.8 million real or over $5,700, about 14% of the total trade volume on September 11th. Moving on to the exchange rate, the Khmer real to USD was stable at 4,008 real per US dollar, while the US dollar index was up to 97.96. Looking at global commodities, oil prices held steady on Thursday as worries over softening U.S. demand and broad oversupply risks were offset by concerns over attacks in the Middle East and the Russian war in Ukraine. Brent crude futures were down 21 cents or 0.3% at $67.28 US dollars a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures lost 26 cents or 0.4% to $63.41 US dollars. Gold edged lower but held near record highs well above the $3,600 mark as a modest recovery in the dollar and profit-taking pressured prices, while investors waited for U.S. consumer inflation figures due later today. Spot gold was down 0.3% at $3,629.23 US dollars per ounce. Bullion hit a record high of $3,673.95 US dollars on Tuesday. U.S. gold futures for December delivery fell 0.4% at $3,666.70 US dollars. Stock futures were edging higher Thursday, with investors reluctant to make any big moves ahead of key inflation data that could be the last remaining obstacle to a U.S. Federal Reserve interest rate cut. As of the time of the Cambodian market's closing, futures tracking the Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed 37 points or 0.1%, S&P 500 futures gained 0.1% after the blue chip index clinched yet another record on Wednesday, and contracts tied to the tech-heavy Nasdaq 100 were up 0.2%. This was Darshana Gauchan with your B2B Cambodia Market update for September 11th.